Hi everyone, we're Irish React and this is another movie review.
Yeah, so what we've decided to do in the build up to the new Star Wars film, Rise of Skywalker. Obviously we're massive Star Wars fans, so we've decided to review every movie to date.
Every single movie.
Single one. Except the Christmas special.
Even the
we're not doing the Christmas special.
Even Solo.
Yeah.
Probably my top Star Wars movie. So we're just going to do it in order, basic order.
Because I suppose it's one of those things with Star Wars, you never really know, because there's so many prequels, so many different movies, you never really know where to begin. So I think we'll do prequels first. We'll do 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 4, 5, and 6.
I was just going to do like literally episode 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, episodes 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Then there's no solos in between there as well.
So we'll do it in order of...
We'll sort this after the
But
review.
for now, we're doing episode 1.
Episode 1,
much, yeah.
The Phantom Menace, which
Phantom
is
Menace,
the first of the prequels released in 1999. And, yep, that's all I'm going to say.
That's all I have to say about it, yeah.
Let us know below what do you think about the review. Okay, so I'll give mine.
Bit of content. Came out in 1999. How old were you when this movie came out?
I was 6 years old, so it was the first Star Wars movie I saw in the cinema, so I was fucking excited for this here. And I'll give a review 6-year-old me, then I'll give a 26-year-old me. 20 years is actually.
I don't know if anyone's going to be able to tell the difference between 6-year-old and 26-year-old.
I loved it either way. 6-year-old me loved this movie. I came out of it and I didn't, because I knew Star Wars. I watched the original trilogy, but when I seen this here, a 6-year-old kid going to the cinema and seeing Darth Maul, seeing a Jedi fight for the first time, and you see Obi-Wan Kenobi as a kid, as a young Padawan. You get to see Anakin as a kid and where it all developed. You're like, oh fuck, this is amazing. Fast forward 20 years time, I'm like,
looking back on it,
no one liked it, Steve.
Spoiler,
no one liked this movie.
It really
is there anyone who likes this movie that not for nostalgia?
I think
like I like it for nostalgia.
I do think certain people probably do.
There is good points.
There are absolute. See, on paper it's got a really good story.
Oh, that's one of my critics. Okay, go ahead, you give your review.
So where I wasn't when I did see it in the cinema, but I wasn't a massive Star Wars fan as a kid. It was only later when I was getting a bit older, I was maybe 14 or 15, I remember watching, I'd seen all of the Star Wars films, and I remember rewatching the original trilogy, and I was like, fuck, this is amazing. And then I started getting obsessed with it.
Can I jump in? Did you ever not know, did you ever like not know, Darth Vader was Luke's father? Like, can you remember
I always knew that.
Same here, yeah.
I always knew that, yeah. So, whenever, like, thinking back on this film, again, I think it does have a lot of good points, but it just didn't hit the way it should be. I think the biggest criticism of this movie is it doesn't actually feel like Star Wars.
It doesn't.
And that is a big problem. Well, I go through some of the pros for me, what I think works in this film.
Go, sure. And I'll
give my pros.
We'll do our pros together.
I'll give my pros. What I think works, I think
very hard, look.
It is. No, it's hard.
The lighting's good. The lighting's really good.
It does look like, if you take away it doesn't really look and feel like a Star Wars film, it still looks, for the time it came out, it still looks class, if you know what I mean. Like, there was obviously a lot of like,
first movie ever shot in digital.
Yeah. I think I like the casting. I loved Obi-Wan, was a brilliant casting. I loved Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon.
Natalie Portman, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it had a really good cast. I loved like the story of as the Sith really went away, the Darth Maul, that aspect to it. I thought that, oh god, I'm really clutching at straws here. That kind of worked for me, but for the most part, it kind of fell flat in its face. I'm actually trying to think of genuine things I really enjoyed about the film. I think I'm reaching to say that there's certain things that I loved.
I would say Darth Maul is a good positive to take from the movie.
Pod race was class.
Jeez,
really?
Jesus, really?
I thought the pod race was cool.
Okay, for me, I derailed the home. Okay, go on, continue.
I thought pod race was cool, and I thought obviously the fight between Qui-Gon,
that's probably the best.
It's probably the best. It's one of the best Star Wars fights, I think. Personally.
Probably that or Obi-Wan and Anakin fight in Revenge of the Sith. So
pros for you.
Casting was brilliant. Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson, fantastic actors, especially at that time. And they're all young and all too.
They weren't given a lot to do, I think, personally. But
I think them three actors were perfect. I think Darth Maul and the Emperor were great. How they kind of brought them in. They're obviously in the background and stuff. I love that part. And yeah, that's really it. I thought there's no real standout performance. I don't think acting wise,
No.
because I think the script and the dialogue's so weak.
It's really poor.
Like even from like even the dialogue between Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson, who are, at that time were probably the biggest actors on the planet or up there, and their dialogue between each other was really pure.
Do you not think though, because right, so we were used to seeing Star Wars. Well, people were used to seeing Star Wars as one of the first Star Wars films we'd obviously seen, but people were used to seeing characters like Harrison Ford playing Han Solo, where it's so much personality, and even Luke Skywalker, he wasn't a Jedi when you met him. He was just like, he had his own personality. Princess Leia, etc. These Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi are like priests, or like Jedi priests.
Yeah.
So they were very similar to Obi-Wan in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're really reserved, and like like it's very hard to have a big personality whenever they're portraying the character of what a Jedi actually is. I thought they'd done that quite well, in the sense that they're not gonna capture your attention like a Han Solo, because they're not as interesting, because they are like priests.
But there still has to be a
I know.
relatability. Do you not think? So I think where the movie falls flat on its face is the CGI has not aged, but you kind of give him the bad ball because he didn't know how quick CGI was going to advance. Yeah. I think the main part, which I think is so poor, I think is the storyline. I think George Lucas had a great number of scenes. Yeah. Like he had the Darth Maul fight, he had the introduction of Anakin, of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Maul and the Emperor. I think he had them individual scenes. But I think overall, it was like a movie of one-off. Like, okay, so we gotta get to Naboo, we gotta escape Naboo, we gotta get the pod race, and race the pod race, and then get to the Coruscant, and then get back and fight. It was like a movie of side stories, almost fitted in, and it was using using people's it used like Obi-Wan Kenobi and like Anakin Skywalker to keep people's attention, because like, there's Anakin, he becomes Darth Vader. Yeah. But the actual storyline that developed with these characters was very poor. The dialogue was poor. It was too I thought the acting was too one-dimensional. There was no relatability in any characters. I'm not saying like we look at Luke Skywalker and we see ourselves, but why he joins the Resistance and all too, and why he leaves Tatooine and joins Obi-Wan Kenobi. Worst sneeze ever. And he joins Obi-Wan Kenobi because his aunt and uncles are murdered. So it's like you're with him not there. So there's a relatability aspect to the characters, and there's depth to the characters. There's nothing in this. Yeah. Even Ewan McGregor, he's probably the shining light in the prequels. He is quite wooden the way through.
Yeah, I agree. But see, in regards to the actual story, I think on paper it's not a bad story. Yes. I think that's what my point. So you start they're trying to basically whenever they found Anakin Skywalker, to me that was organic. You know what I mean? They weren't purposely going to look for someone, they just came across someone, and I like that. It wasn't, sometimes a lot of movies it's very shoehorned to where they're going. I thought I liked how the biggest downside was that I didn't feel, no real disrespect to the actor who played Anakin.
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, but I just think he was cast too young.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't interesting.
Yeah.
If he had been like a teenager, even a 16, 17-year-old boy that they met, that would be interesting.
Why couldn't he be a 20-year-old? Same as, like, I know Natalie Portman was playing a 16-year-old, but she was like in her early 20s. Why not do a similar age? Because when they bring them to Coruscant and they say he's too old, he's a fucking kid. What are you on about? He's too old.
Yeah, but that was for the Jedi school. Yeah, but I think on paper that is quite a good story of what they were doing. It was very political, this movie, trade deals and things like that there. And like, as a kid, I was boring.
Do you think that was too complex for a Star Wars movie?
I love politics in Star Wars.
I know, but at that time, I think it was too complex, especially the obviously we haven't got into Jar Jar Binks or the Gungans, who were very, very like slapstick, silly and stupid. So that was obviously getting the attention of kids. But you have this really political storyline in the background. I was like, that's too complex for kids. Yeah. So adults who go and see it are going to find Jar Jar, the Gungans, too stupid, and the kids are going to love it. Yeah. And then the kids are going to find the politics boring, but the adults are going to like it. You know what I mean? So it was kind of mismatched overall.
I know, I'd actually agree with you. Jar Jar was a disaster. He was an absolute disaster.
And the other thing, there's errors that happen throughout the prequels, so it's obviously lead to them being not well received, i.e. having decent bodies or villains and then just killing them off straight away. Yeah. So you have Darth Maul, you have Count Dooku, and you have General Grievous. They're all pretty good bodies.
Really, like,
General Grievous, but we got the same for like 5 scenes, even, but it was a good idea, good concept. Darth Maul was amazing. Yeah. He was that good, they had to bring him back into it. Yeah. And spoiler, Rogue One. Not Rogue One, so Solo. Yeah. So I think there's common mistakes George Lucas makes throughout these prequels, and if you read, more like movie conspiracy, that George Lucas didn't want to direct this. He wanted Steven Spielberg to direct it, but Steven Spielberg was doing another movie. I'm pretty sure it was Saving Private Ryan, and he couldn't get to do both. So George Lucas last minute decided to direct it. I think it would
look a lot better if Spielberg got a directed this film.
And he did Saving Private Ryan, which was that a success? I don't know.
It's an amazing film.
What
are you talking about? Saving Private Ryan.
But okay, overall, what would you give this movie out of 10?
It's gonna be like a 4, mate.
4, that low.
4.5. I'd maybe go. And you know what's so funny? Because we're Star Wars fans and we're rating it like that.
Yeah.
Imagine actually not really liking this and just going out. What would you think of this film?
But do you reckon like non-Star Wars fans would actually like this more because there's not really attached to the characters?
Maybe. I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna raise it. I'm gonna go 5. I'll go right down the middle because, as I say, I do like the pod race. I think the pod race is fun. I know you don't.
I think it's good.
The ending of it is good. I didn't actually get into one of my biggest criticisms. I'll say this really quickly. Anakin flying that was horrendous.
Now this is pod race.
That was not even that.
Alright.
And I whenever he gets in the, what do you call that ship, and he flies up and he ends up destroying like a big ship, I'm like, no. Terrible, awful. Yeah. That was the worst part.
We don't need Anakin to save the day to be like, you know, when his backstory's already there. He doesn't need to do that much in this movie. He just needs to be there and be even mentioned or something.
That was awful. So I think I'll give it a 5 out of 10 simply because, as I say, probably the end fight scene was incredible, and you'd watch that a lot. And I did enjoy the pod race.
Yeah,
and I did like how they came across Anakin. Or not there, it's actually a bad film.
Yeah,
I don't think you can.
I would give it a 5. I always thought I'd give it one more than you. You said 4 and I said 5, but you changed yours. So I give it a 5, but again, nostalgia is the first Star Wars movie I've ever saw in the cinema.
Remember we went and rewatched it in the cinema in
3D? That was so worth it.
We were like taking the glasses off and I was like, this is actually a movie.
How much money they fucking probably made out of that thing?
Oh, so
But they were going to release every single movie in 3D.
That was before Disney
bought over. Yeah, so they kind of just pulled the plug in that there.
And we would have went to watch every single one of them. Like,
would it be good? Did we go to the Odyssey and watch it?
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, I give it 5, and I think 3 points is because of nostalgia.
Yeah.
One's
probably
for Darth Maul, but one's for Ewan McGregor. I think that's it.
What would your 6-year-old Dan? 6-year-old self?
I remember walking up from New Lodge just fucking going, "This is the best movie ever." I did think that. I think just because it ends with the Darth Maul scene, obviously fighting him, killing him. It's amazing. And then you have the scene where they're burning Qui-Gon, and then this says like
that emotional punch.
Who do we kill? There's always two, a master and the apprentice. But who do we kill? The master or the apprentice? And just kind of pans around which is the worst kept secret.
Palpatine.
The worst kept secret in fucking.
Jesus, how the hell did I not know who that was?
I was like,
he just puts his hood up.
He's a bad guy. I was so confused the whole time.
Oh.
So, but the way that ends and it leads on, you're like, oh,
do you know what's funny about us doing this? Right, so I'll go to 5. If you get out of 5, the next one we're doing is Attack of the Clones. Oh god. Anyway, that's next video.
I don't like sand. Alright, that's our review of Phantom Menace as Star Wars.
Feel free to disagree, because I know there are people who do genuinely like it.
I try to find reviews that are positive.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
If you disagree, let us know, because, as I say, it is subjective. But if you like this movie, you don't know. I know, it is subjective. So let us know.
Comment?
Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. And there'll be a notification button.
Yeah, press it. Of course.